The Solitary Reaper by William Wordsworth, Part 2.
Dear children, welcome to the second part of the poem, The Solitary Reaper. In the first part, we have completed 4 stanzas. In this part, we will do the rest. Okay? In the first class, you must have enjoyed the poem. Who can just recall what is stanza 1 about? Any one of you? Please share. Yes. It is about the girl, the mountain girl, that is, while cutting and binding the corn, she was also singing a melancholy song. Okay, who can just remember who did the poet William Wordsworth compare her song to? Only the nightingale? Anything? Yes, to the cuckoo bird. Exactly. The song of the girl was better than that of the nightingale and the cuckoo bird. Really, this has a lasting effect on us. Really, the girl was perhaps singing so sweetly that the poet was entirely moved. Now, we'll go to the other stanzas. In this part, you will find more interesting things, and it has a lasting effect and impact on the readers. I hope you must enjoy it. Before that, please read the text and let me read for you first. Stanza number, this is 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay?
Will no one tell me what she sings? Perhaps the plaintive numbers flow for old, unhappy, far-off things and battles long ago. Or is it some more humble lay, familiar matter of today? Some natural sorrow, loss, or pain that has been and may be again. Whate'er the theme, the maiden sang, as if her song could have no ending. I saw her singing at her work, and o'er the sickle bending. I listened, motionless and still, and as I mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore, long after it was heard no more.
Okay, children. Did you listen the poem? What are the words you remember? Just share me the words that you remember. Yes? Plenty of numbers. Far off things. Battles. Humble lay. Familiar matter. No ending. Sickle. Bending. Motionless. Long after. Had no more. Oh, you have remembered so many important words and phrases, and that are the essence of this part of the poem. Okay? Now, I allow you 3 minutes time to read the stanzas. While reading, you must note down the new words or the words you find difficult for you, and while reading you also try please to just to find out the main idea of different paragraphs that you read. Okay? Time is allowed 3 minutes and your time starts now. Now I think you have finished reading these stanzas. Okay, tell me, what is stanza 3 about? Anybody? Silence? Couldn't you understand? Okay, let me give you a few clues about the theme of the girl's song, about a battle, about a household quarrel. Which one do you think is the right choice? Or the main idea of stanza 3? Household quarrel? All of you agree? About the battle? Children, when we think of the main idea of a stanza or a paragraph, the main idea covers the entire part of the stanza. But you are just telling one sub-idea and somebody is telling another. This is not enough. When we talk about main idea, it covers the entire ideas together in a word or a phrase. Just you can see in these stanzas about the old unhappy far off things, old battle, humble lay or ordinary song, familiar matter of today, some natural sorrow, loss or pain. If you choose only one out of these or somebody will choose another, then we cannot reach at the point. Okay, you are right. This stanza talks about the theme of the girl's song. Very good. This is how we must derive at conclusion how to know the main idea or how to write the main idea of a stanza. It must cover all these things. Very good. Okay. What do you think of the meaning of this song? I mean, what is the meaning part of this song? Who can say? Yes, it is a sad song. Very good. How do you know that it is a sad song? Which line tells you so? Read the line. Oh, perhaps plenty numbers flow. That is the right choice. Good. We know, all of us know the meaning of plenty numbers. I mean sad song or sorrowful song or a verse full of mourning. Okay. Is the poet sure of any such regime that he guessed? Was the poet sure? No. How do you know? Which word tells you so? Yes, the word perhaps. The word perhaps tells us that the poet is not sure of any such regime for which the girl was singing such a strainful song or such a mournful song. The poet is not sure. Good. ପିଲାମାନେ କ'ଣ ଫିଲିଂ ଆସୁଛି? ଦୁଃଖ ଲାଗୁଛି? এই କାହାଣୀଟି ପୋଏଟିକ୍ ଫର୍ମରେ ଅଛି, ୟାକୁ ବାଲାଡ୍ କହନ୍ତି। ୟାକୁ ପ୍ରୋଜ୍ ଫର୍ମ ଦେଇଦେଲେ ସେଇ ସମାନ ଭାବନା ଆସିବ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଭାବନାର ଗଭୀରତା ଟିକେ କମ୍ ରହେ। ମନେ ପକାଅ କ୍ଲାସ୍ 9ରେ ତମେ ପଢ଼ିଥିଲ ପ୍ରାଇସଲେସ୍ ଗିଫ୍ଟ। से सब क्यारेक्टर से झील मैगी तार भाई फ्रांकी आउ मिस्टर गुप्ता. What happened in the story? The girl was mourning. She was mourning for her deceased brother who died in a battle in the frontiers. Who was her guardian? That boy, Frankie, was her guardian, only any member of her family. When he died, circumstances compelled the girl to go for daily wages. Very pathetic. Here, perhaps this girl has lost somebody or some painful suffering that has compelled the girl to go for cutting and binding crops in a lonely valley. Let such situation not come to any of my dear girls, my dear daughters. Very painful. Misery, suffering, so many things comes in our way. But our patience, our hard work makes us successful one day. Thank God my children are so nice, so fine with their parents, their brothers and sisters. Let such misery not come to anyone. Let God give you all that mercy. Children, does the poet think of or guess any other matters for which the girl is singing such a melancholy song? Yes. Ordinary or trivial matters? Familiar matter of today? Exactly. Okay, children, you can certainly understand that the poet says that it seemed as if the whole valley was attentive to the maiden's song. The poet is careless as to the meaning of the song. What matters is the song itself. He doesn't know what the song is about, whether it is about a war, a calamity, love, or anything else. He can never forget the beauty and spontaneity of the song. The beauty and spontaneity of the song. Again, beauty is an immortal object to all the romantic poets. Beauty is the truth, truth is beauty. That's all ye know on earth and all ye need to know, said John Keats. अर्थात सौंदर्य ही ईश्वर, ईश्वर ही सौंदर्य. मनुष्यर समस्त चेष्टा से सौंदर्य प्राप्ति एवं तार तृप्ति. The poem functions to praise the beauty of music and its fluid, expressive beauty. The spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It takes its origin from emotion recollected in tranquility that the poet identified at the heart of the poet. What do you say? If the poet was so much impressed, so mesmerized, why did he leave the site and went up the hill? Recall when Robert Frost was passing woods in a snowy evening, the magic of that sight was so enthralling that he did not want to leave the place. But he actually left. Before leaving, what did he say? Woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. अर्थात जिते सौंदर्यपूर्ण जिनस आम देखिले भी सबु समय आम देखिपर ना, कारण सुंदर तृप्तिर अवसाद नहीं जेते देखुले नुआ दिशुए. A thing of a beauty is joy forever. Similarly, you can also see the last two lines of this poem. What is it? The music in my heart I bore, long after it was heard no more. That means the poet was highly impressed, but when he understood that the girl's song has no ending, he understood it and left the place. Do you think the poet has entirely quit the tempo of his feelings? No, he did not lose that. His tempo was still in the core of his heart, for which he carried that feeling, the love for that music, and later he composed such a poem, The Solitary Reaper. That is the outcome of his great feelings that day. आम भाषा कहवाक गले से पहाड़ी झीटीर से असरंती करुण संगीत कवि को स्तंभीभूत कर देइथिला. तार संगीत सते जेमती कवि को जड़ पालटाई देइथिला. एकदम चकित हो जाइथिले से दिन कवि. A lot of things can be connected to it if you really read it time and again. Try to get this poem by heart to derive pleasure at your leisure time. अर्थात ये कविताटी को तुम जदि घोषी दियो, मुखस्थ कर दियो, तुम्हें निर्दिष्ट भाव रे, निश्चित भाव रे विभिन्न समय तार आनंद उठे पार. एक निरोला मुहूर्त भी तुम्हें से कथा को मन पकई आनंद उठे पार. But one thing you must agree with me, a thing of beauty is a joy forever, and nature is the eternal source of this joy, this beauty, and we must find some free time from our busy schedule to go to the nature and derive this kind of pleasure. And again, we can also find time or make some possible arrangements to serve the poor, needy children when they are in distress. Dear children, thank you very much. I hope you must have liked this poem. And all of you agree with me? Did you really like it? Have you understood the poem? Shall we check? Okay. I have some questions to check your understanding. Please look at the questions and answer them. Thank you. Dear students, here are the answers for you. You just check your answers and realize what is right and what is wrong. Dear children, last year we had a lesson, Alexander Selkirk. When I taught you the lesson, I gave you a poem named निर्वासितर विलाप, जहाँकि भक्त कवि मधुसूदन राव रचित से कविताटी थिला तार भावानुवाद बा मर्मानुवाद. ठीक से भली छंदकवि राधामोहन गडनायक रचित देखो एकाकिनी केदार कोले कविताटी हेउछि सॉलिटरी रिपर भावानुवाद, जहाँकि मु तुम एठारे उपस्थापन कली. आशा और विश्वास तुम्हें यहाँ निश्चय पढ़ी तार मजा न। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर रेस्पॉन्स। I am very much thankful to you all throughout the lesson I delivered in 2 series, and your cooperation is no doubt encouraging. I hope all of you will watch this video once, twice or thrice till you understand the essence of the poem. And while watching, if you really like it, please subscribe it, send your likes, send your comments in the bottoms given below. Your cooperation and encouragement is highly solicited for next lessons to be delivered for you. Thank you. Thank you very much.